We have another story of violence as well. A teen shot and killed just a few feet away from his home. Quentin Kayvon Martin was just 16. He was coming home from work when he and his manager, who was giving him a ride, were shot. Deputies continue to search for the shooter. 11 Alive's Nick Sturdivant is live in Newton County, where he spoke to the teen's father.
Yeah, Jeff, and family have been stopping by since we got here a couple of hours ago. Obviously, this is very tough for them. Right now, deputies don't have a description on who the shooter could be. And his dad, Roderick Foster, spoke with us earlier. He says that his son was about to turn 17. Foster told me he drives trucks and for a living and was about to hit the road when he got the call about his son. He told me that the woman who dropped him off was his girlfriend's sister and his manager at Zaxby's. He says she was back home recovering right now. She's in a lot of pain. I just spoke with him a few minutes ago about her. Quentin was a junior at Alcovy High School. Foster says his dreams were to become a pilot and was a member of the DACA Club. He shared that his son was an AB honor roll student.
He was real respectful. Everybody loved him. Never got in no trouble. Never been in trouble, you know. And it's just sensitive the way he left. He never have a chance to finish out his dreams or nothing.
And you guys, the family has a vigil planned outside of the home. They're outside right now. Saturday at 7 o'clock. The aunt told me that they're also setting up a GoFundMe in the teen's honor.
Boy, that is so horrible. All right. Thank you, Nick.